Progress.
Hello and welcome to the East Lampeter Township Public Meeting. All participants are now informed that this meeting is being recorded. This meeting is also being offered virtually utilizing Zoom, which is a cloud-based platform for remote video and audio conferencing. The Zoom application is free to the public. The general public is therefore able to join the meeting by connection through the internet or by calling in by phone. The public is also able to observe the meeting on the Township's YouTube channel. Please continue to check the Township website calendar for any updates related to these public meetings. Agendas for these public meetings will also be available on the Township's website. Please be reminded that this meeting is being video and audio recorded and will be posted to the Township's YouTube channel for viewing. The meeting will now proceed with the chairman calling the meeting to order and identifying all other members present in the meeting room and those joining the meeting via Zoom. The chairman will then confirm those members joining by Zoom can be heard.
Okay, welcome to the September meeting of the East Lampeter Sewer Authority. And present we have on the board here, Todd Stump, myself, Rick Robinson, Fred Clark, and Vinny Patel. From the township, we have Ralph Hutchinson, Charlie Thomas, and Tara Hitchens. Matt Cici is on Zoom, and Brent Stoltz, who's a member, is on Zoom. Can you both hear us?
Yes.
Yes, I can.
I welcome you to join us in the pledge of the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we've had the minutes for a few weeks now. Unless there's any additions or corrections, are going to stand approved as written. Treasurer's report, sanitary sewer.
We have checks that need paid in the amount of $2,461.90. And we have a checking account balance as of the end of August, $4,272.62.
Requisitions.
There's one requisition. It's number 03-622, payable to HRG in the total amount of $2,375 for work related on the Strasburg Pike Sewer Extension.
Motion to pay the bills and requisitions. Sanitary sewer.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? So moved. Treasurer's report for stormwater.
Rick, we have checks that need paid in the amount of $146,125.87. And we have a checking account balance of $155,597.47.
Motion to pay the bills. Pay the bills. For stormwater. We have a second. In favor, say aye.
Aye.
So moved. Your old business under sanitary sewer, Stauffer Run upgrades.
Thank you. I'll take this one. The electrical contractors received all of their MCC gear from the manufacturer, and construction on that project resumed the last week of August here. So work continues now on relocation of the existing electrical gear to allow for installation of the new equipment. We just had a job conference here this afternoon. So the plan is by the end of October to have the first pump replaced and up and running. Contractors preliminarily right now are thinking a December time period, I think, for substantial completion. And then we can go to final completion, I think, early in the new year. So they're going to finalize their schedule here with what they're looking for, and hopefully next month we'll be back to you with a updated schedule with a change order there to officially change the contract terms.
Do you have anything else on that? Possible system extension on Strasburg Pike.
HRG submitted the request for ARPA funding to the county for this project. Copy of that request is included in the engineer's report. Ultimately, the estimated project cost is $634,920, of which we're requesting 50%, of which would be $317,460. So have not heard anything from the county. I don't believe they haven't made a decision yet on the request. In addition, a letter was sent out to the residents, as the board had previously seen. Based upon that letter, one resident did contact the township there, 161 Strasburg Pike. They're the next house upstream of where we were going to plan to stop the sewer extension, and they asked to be included in the project or be considered for inclusion in the project. So that
I did reach out to the property. See the call back yet to see if he had a big system or is just wanting to hook up.
Sure. You had mentioned after our public meeting here, someone contacted you and would be interested in sewer. Is this the same person?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Is it a feasible ad? It's just like one.
It's one resident. One we're joining. Yeah. And if we include that, there may have to be, which you would do anyways, base man right at the end of the project, because he is at the end of the line. With the grades starting to go up, so we'd have to take a look at it. But waiting to hear back if he actually does have a big system and how to get it, what is actually happening to.
Much we would do it because he wants it done and we're already there. There's no question that he wouldn't get his sewer if he wants it.
Yeah. I was also contacted by one of the residents that attended the meeting. Didn't see anything on the minutes the month prior. And they called her back, let her know that the minutes will be approved at this meeting. They'll be posted on the website, but it did give her a quick call. That's just a voicemail also. Just doing the southern end of the project. Yeah, the 161 was the only one that would be included.
Yeah, just to be clear about 161 is that's would have been, or at least based on the preliminary design, is the last house to be served by gravity. Based on HID's design, would have been served by gravity going the other direction. So if it's added to the project that you're contemplating now, it's a matter of extending the low pressure system.
The region that it-
It could be that, we're cresting the hill with a low pressure system. So as Charlie was saying, you need a release at the high point to make sure the system will continue to function if that property is going to be served.
And that's on Strasburg Pike. That's like the top of the hill there.
It would theoretically change on that at this point would be the last property in the system, because we'd only be extending the system far enough to serve that property. So when you talk about front foot assessments, the improvement to that property would only be just that short distance to get to serve it. Now, if you're going all the way across that property, now the front foot assessment would be the entire frontage of that property.
So how's that? The last person doesn't get front foot assessment, but
Yeah, for
the next to last will.
That's,
So even though the property is getting serviced, it doesn't have front foot assessment.
oh, it does, just not as much. Typically, it's, you know, if you only need to go 20 feet into the property to get served,
You don't property, you just do what you actually have
what's been done in the past.
piping in.
So it's not frontage of a lot.
What is it? If it's a long line, and it's going against every house.
Yeah, the whole line extends past the property. Both sides, that's all, but if you only need to go 20 or 30 feet into the next. Scope, that's where their service is going to be, so close.
To provide more information to
You
the.
know, I get that. So you're actually have one neighbor that's going to cross the other neighbor.
What happens if you ever go to extend it? You ever go to extend it, do you have to charge that person for going into the balance of his property?
Right.
They understand that.
There wouldn't really, I mean, I guess that could happen, if you just sort of add one on every once in a while to get the service extended, but the low pressure system's not contemplated that way, or looking at all those others to be served by gravity. So it would change things.
In terms of our application for the grant, only 161 in wouldn't mess that up at all. If you've submitted a plan that doesn't include that.
I mean, the overall project cost would increase, I think. You know, instead of it being 50% grant, you know, now you may have, let's just say 45% of the overall project. You know, we haven't done an estimate to see what it would be to include it, but I don't think it should impact the grant. It's not like you're reducing homes that you were saying you're going to provide service for. I mean, as I shared with Charlie, I was on Zoom today because I have to take my wife to a doctor's appointment out unexpectedly. I just got the notice that she has to go in. So is there any other questions that I can answer here before I have to hop off?
I don't think so.
Okay. For the board's information, next week was supposed to be the CFA board meeting where they would announce if they were going to award funding on the applications that were submitted, say for the Oaks pump station and other improvements. I saw on their website today that meeting has gotten postponed. So we're not sure when that's being rescheduled for or when they're planning to take action. But we did notice it was postponed. So.
Nobody's doing anything there.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, guys. It's good to see everyone.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Any other old business under sanitary sewer? Stormwater, old business. Springbank construction project.
Waiting for a date. Tempting, given the dry weather that we've had in September, it looks like it will be mid-late October. We're waiting for the specialist to tell us the best time.
Always the best time. Any other old business under stormwater?
The real quick ERP that we sent into Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection hasn't been opened yet by them for review. So we're still waiting for them to review it. Yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
No oversights in any of these places like that.
There is, but
What are you gonna do about it?
That's what I'm saying, though. I mean, somebody should be held responsible for,
yeah, that's all, but it's not, they have one there, nobody's doing anything.
You run for governor, I'll vote for you.
You heard that, didn't you? That's recorded. Okay,
Thank you, that's all I have.
new business under sanitary sewer. City flow monitoring project.
My understanding, they were pulling the meters, getting the final readings. Don't know if they ever moved the one that was at Bridgeport. I think they agreed with what we told them.
Is,
Do they have access to that whenever they want?
we're still waiting on the report that the city engineer was supposed to be preparing on the overall analysis and conclusions and recommendations based upon the flow monitoring. Haven't seen that yet, so. Till that happens. Project and inspection project, so.
Okay, capital projects.
Matter reported on. Waiting.
Okay.
The decision. Along with the next one, the ARPA
Would
funding.
there be a decision this month or would this drag?
The ARPA dollars, you know, they had indicated that they would take applications through the end of September. So whatever applications came in the period of time of being evaluated, they had set up a special committee that they sent all the applications to, and we're asking for recommendations out of that committee. I don't know how long that process will take or how many applications they actually got to review. But I wouldn't expect it to be much longer.
Before the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping before the next meeting.
Yeah, me too.
It would sound like they needed to move with it from the commissioners.
Now, the CFA funds are another story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't expect it to be at the end of the year at this point.
The additional funding too. Is there any other new business under sanitary sewer? Business under stormwater. Update on the MS4 storm sewer camera project.
Cameron has been completed. Budget of 100,000, and I think they topped out at like 98. They're going to be putting everything into reports, graphs, and videos, giving us the red line drawings, bad areas, good areas, areas we need more. That's phase 1. We're thinking phase 5 project. So we'll be budgeting money to do the same thing next year, but we haven't received that yet. I think they said it's give 30. And that just completed about.
Good to work with.
Yeah, we found issues they called right away. We had cross forward, UGI board right through one of the storm sewers. They found,
The gas line.
yeah, out in the industrial park. So UGI was notified. I report follow up at the end of the week if I don't hear anything. They found pipe which was on property. We told them to do 1 or 2 nights off of roadway, and that was right up in the area of Greenfield and it's collapsed. Didn't have much cover in it, but it was over in the area where the old hotel used to be in that area. So I don't know if floors got on top of it or property. But yeah, as soon as they found something, that they went straight away. We were guessing a total of 5 years, but putting the budget 100,000 each year until they get all the information that we can review it and get a game plan to do. Maybe the information together.
It's really dependent on how much they can get through, and longer runs go much quicker than short runs. And we have 455 linear feet of pipe together.
455,000 linear feet.
Yes.
of storm sewer.
The authority,
Huh?
all belongs to the authority.
Rich.
Yeah. How well documented was this? You know, where everything is.
We had it surveyed 2004. I think when I started, it was being GIS units going around. HRG had track. They did all our sanitary, all our storm sewer and street signs. And it's all one big program. So now we do have some stuff out there that is not documented with newer developments.
Is that in development process for that is dedicated to the stormwater authority? Like sewer lines, those lines are dedicated even though we put in. That's documented somewhere.
You're talking about the old ones or
The old,
the old ones, yeah. And everything that the township owned was transferred to the authority when the authority was created. That was all done in one.
so when you get in a big piece of property like Greenfield, somewhere privately owned,
There's a good bit that's privately owned outside of township rights of way and easements that comes into our system, but it's not a part of our system.
so it's not our responsibility.
Those sections are not.
They found the one collapse pipe because I told them to at least get 1 or 2 runs inside the township right away, just to make sure that's where they found the collapse. Cross where they found in the street. So, the industrial park.
There could be sections where it's through property in an easement because it's carrying our water from one place through to another, so that.
That's what I meant, with the area versus between a property that's dedicated right away, just like the sewer line was.
If it's right, they wouldn't make any repairs if necessary.
Any other new business under stormwater? Looks like a no. Any other business? Public comment? Motion to adjourn?
So.
Thank you, everyone.
Record time.
Chairman,
Record. Really.